Hello students, welcome to today's lesson. In today's lesson we are going to learn about measuring the area of a rectangle. So here I have a rectangle, and in our last lesson we learned about what this word area means. Area is the measure of the number of squares that fit inside of any shape. It doesn't have to be a rectangle. Today we're just learning about rectangles. How many squares fit inside of this shape? I'd like you to just take a moment here and count them. And you will need your math notebook and a pencil for today's lesson, so make sure you've got those as well. In fact, go ahead and draw this shape in your math notebook, and let's count how many squares are inside. All right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what is the area of this rectangle? We would say that the area of this rectangle is 12. That's the number of squares inside of this rectangle. But what else can we observe about this rectangle? The first thing we're going to observe is the height. In your language notebook, go ahead and record this. Now, these are going to be your notes. Your notes are for you. They don't have to look exactly like me, but they need to make sense to you. So if you have any little symbols or tricks that you want to add to yours that make it special, go ahead and do that. But it needs to make sense to you. That's what's important. So the height tells us how tall a rectangle is. Sometimes we also use the word length here. How long is the rectangle? That's also a useful word here. And in this case, how high or how long is this rectangle? Let's see here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we would say that the height of this rectangle is 4. Another thing that we can observe about this rectangle is that 1, 2, 3, the bottom here is 1, 2, 3, 3 squares across. We call this part of the rectangle the base. And we said in this case that the base is 3. So the height in this case is 4, and the base in this case is 3. When we are finding the area of a rectangle, we normally record the base first. That's the first thing that we notice. 3, and the base, the height is 4, and the area is 12. What do you notice about the relationship between these numbers? Does anything seem familiar here to you? You might have noticed that this rectangle is made up of three columns of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What I did just now was I added 4 plus 4 plus 4. But another and much faster way to do that is to multiply. 3 times 4, or 4 times 3. And when we're finding the area of a rectangle, we can use a shortcut that works for all of our rectangles. So it was relatively easy to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That was pretty easy for this rectangle. But what happens if we encounter a rectangle like this? This is a very big rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's going to take me forever. I need to find a shortcut that's going to work for every rectangle. That's going to be faster. And that's what we are going to do now. What we did here is we multiplied the base, that's this number here on the bottom, base is bottom, times the height, how tall it is, or the length, how long it is. We multiplied base times height. So let's go ahead and write that down. The area of a rectangle, area, equals base times height. Make sure that you have that note. in your notebook. Area equals base times height. I'm going to put it in bright pink so it's real easy to see. Now, this is true for all rectangles, no matter how big they are or how small they are. And because it's true for all rectangles, it allows us to find the area, the number of squares inside this small rectangle, and it will allow us to find the area in that big rectangle below. Let's go ahead and practice it with a few more rectangles here together. Area equals base times height. Pause if you need to. Make sure that you have this recorded in your notebooks. All right, well, how about this rectangle? What is the area of this rectangle? Let's find out. So, to begin with, what is the base of this rectangle? Let's count it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The base of this rectangle is 11. Now you'll recall that to find the area, we need to have the base and the height. We found the base. The base equals 11. But what is the height? Let's find out. Oops, that keeps happening. All right. The height of our shape here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The height is 9. I can write that as h equals 9. The height is 9. Now I have my two numbers, the two parts of this equation that I need. I've got my base and my height. In your notebook, go ahead and record that. Rather than b times h, let's write 11 times 9. Let's write that down. 11 times 9. The area equals 11 times 9. If I want to find out this, the answer to this, what is the area? How many squares are in here? I have to count 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 11 times. All right, so 11 times 9. I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and do the math here real quick. Let's see here. 9 times 1 is 9, and 9 times 1 is 9. There's our answer. The answer is 99. 11 times 9 equals 99. So I can get rid of this a here because I have an answer now. I know that the answer is 99. To find the area of a rectangle, I measure the base times the height. All right, well, you just learned a lot here. I think it's going to be important to do some practice. I can't wait to see your work. Let me know if you have any questions, and have some fun with this. It's really cool.